she wanna fuck with me. She said that she like Scorpio King. I think she liking me. I think she liking me. I think she liking me.
Which is fine. We usually don't get recording contracts of artists that are currently active. Kanye West did drop his contract, but he's really a veteran in the game now. But this is just a recent artist that got really popping and he signed a deal. And we get to see what the standard deal likely looks like for the majority of these up and coming rappers. The reason we ended up getting this was because Fivio Foreign was up on $1 million worth of game. He talks about having gotten signed for $5,000 and still being in that deal to Big Fish Records, which is Mace's record label. Mace, for those who may not be familiar, was signed to Bad Boy Records, P. Diddy's record label. He was a writer on there, but he's known for also speaking out against Diddy and his record label for the bad business that he claimed he did. He said he barely got paid or didn't get paid anything. And he came on to address the claims that Fivio Foreign made on that same podcast. And he went ahead and said that he was really just an errand boy during his time with the label, even though, and this is referring to Mace with Diddy's record label, he says he didn't get paid for being on the No Way Out tour, even though he was on several album tracks. He says Puff shortchanged his royalty credits, including the co-writing and co-producing for Notorious B.I.G.'s More Money, More Problems. And he even says Diddy would just throw his name on songs because he owned them and because he was the boss. Oh, he felt somewhat insulted when Fivio Foreign came out and said he signed him for $5,000 and that was the advance he got. And then he decided to come out and say, no, he got 700K plus when they did a partnership with Columbia Records. And he says he allowed Fivio Foreign to keep his publishing rights, meaning he can choose to place his music, for example, advertisements, I think in movies as well and stuff like that, if he decides to for a profit. He didn't say anything about the masters, which we're going to get into that a little bit later, but he likely owns all of the masters. But what Fivio Foreign did, which I actually liked, is that he just dropped the contract, or TMZ dropped the recording contract, but it was likely given to them by Fivio Foreign. Come on now. And we have it right here. I'm just going to go through the most.
All right, welcome back to Let's Help You Grow, because I'm here to help you grow now. I'm reacting to Fivio Foreign's deal leaked and it's bad by LHYGN. He's a YouTuber, news YouTuber. I'll be watching stuff like this on a regular, you guys. So I'll be really in tune. Now, just on this situation, this is for you guys to really pay attention. And further the video, I'm gonna tell you, like, because I'm gonna play both sides of the table. You know what I'm saying? Like me, anything that I tell you guys or I try to teach you guys or try to bring to your attention is always going to be on both sides. So I'm not going to be one of those people like, oh, don't sign a deal. And I'm not going to be one of those people like, oh, don't be independent. You know, I'm going to be one of those people like, yeah, sign a deal. I'm going to be one of those people like, yeah, stay independent. You know what I'm saying? I'm on both sides because I get it. Like I see stuff from both ways. You know what I'm saying? Whether one is better or not. Because I don't believe in this is being independent is better than being signed. And I don't believe in being signed is better than being independent. I just feel like whatever works for you at that time is what works for you at that time. And whatever your artist career, whatever you want your career to be and how you want people to, whatever, if you want to be famous as fuck, whatever, then go for it. If you want to be rich, whatever, go for it. If you want to be both, go for it. Like, just do whatever you feel, but you got to be down for it though. You got to accept it. You gotta know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Don't be sitting up here and, you know, joining stuff and doing stuff that you're not 100% sure about, 100% okay with, etc. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I'm telling you guys, because I'm not going to do it. You're watching me right now, and I'm here to help you grow. So I have to tell you how I feel. I'm not going to lead y'all in a direction that I wouldn't do or I wouldn't go and stuff like that. Because, certain artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at a 6ix9ine, and I don't have no problems with 6ix9ine. Not saying whether whatever he did was wrong or right. I really don't care. That's their business. I wouldn't even say I wouldn't work with him. I wouldn't say I would work with him. I don't give a fuck. But I'm just being real. I don't care. But at the same time, he accepted though. You know, he's out here doing whatever, right? He accepts it. At least he stands. At least he's accepting that, whether he's real or whether he's faking the funk. Well, you know, but it's kind of clear that's what I'm saying though. Like, but he accepts it though, so you can't go wrong if you accept, bro. If you accept what you're doing and you accept whatever, then you good. What can anybody say for real? You feel me? But yeah, let's get back to this video.
Important parts, because reading this, I know some of y'all are going to get bored. So I'm going to do you a favor and get straight to the point. So you see signed July 2nd, 2018. Big Drip is
Let's talk about BetterHelp. If you ever feel anxious, depressed, stressed, overwhelmed by the world being very much on fire, BetterHelp can step in with their fleet of licensed therapists who are trained.
Is probably how most people came to know Fivio Foreign, and Big Drip released on August 28th, 2019. So Fivio Foreign got signed early. Mace was clearly ahead of the game on it. So it says right here, exclusive artist recording deal agreement, Maxi Riles. And then it says the following when signed by all parties between Fivio Foreign, also known as Maxi Riles. That's Fivio Foreign's real name. And then they're going to refer to him as the artist from here on out. Now it says term and product commitment. This is the important part. Also, to reference, Mace said that Fivio Foreign owed him 50 grand before they even got the deal with Columbia Records. So Fivio Foreign not only got signed for 5K, but he said he was 50K in debt. So it says here, the terms of this agreement shall commence and continue until...
Oh, also, make sure y'all, if you do decide to sign a deal or even do a song with somebody, bro, because I know in the beginning when I first started doing things, I didn't even know about contracts. I didn't do contracts or whatever the case may be. And I'm talking about like in the way beginning, whatever. But now it's like, bro, I'm not doing no future with you, or I'm not doing this, and I'm not signing you, or I'm signing you, or we got a deal without contracts, bro. It has to be on paper because stuff get weird. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a person in a marriage. If you don't got that prenup, my guy, before y'all get married, and she ends up like, oh, I want to get a divorce, nigga, you fucked. You feel me? Yeah, you're fucked. So hopefully y'all was really in love and you okay with taking that, you know, taking that smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at, you know, I'm not making fun of any situation. I'm just being, it's out there, nigga. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Look at Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? He had to get a divorce. And you know, his wife got whatever she got. I don't know if they had a prenup in line or anything like that, but just know his wife definitely banked. You know what I'm saying? So not saying it's right or wrong, because I feel like shit, if y'all was in it, you know, for a couple of years, then yeah, I wouldn't mind, you know, whatever. But at the same time, you still want to be 100% good. That way you don't have to worry about certain stuff. So just make sure y'all pay attention to contracts. And I know I have a course. I know I got a course that talks about contracts and stuff, like got all the contracts. It gives you templates and stuff like that y'all can download. It's on my website, gumroad.com/let's help you grow now. And I'll bring up my website. That way y'all can just see what I'm talking about. So this is my website. I got all types of courses, bro. Like, and you can join my program too for $50. The lowest amount to join my program right now is $50. The highest is like what, $9.95 a year. And if you do that $9.95, that's the best solution, because shit, you getting everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you everything I know. I'm giving you every course that you see on here, you get that for free. That's all included, and my new ones. So I make a new one, you get it, whatever. But yeah, it's let's help you. It's gumroad.com/let's help you grow now. So, and the link will be in my description. So yeah, but let's get back to this video.
The date of 12 months after the delivery to company and commercial release of the minimum recording commitment. This basically means that this is going to last a year until they release a recording. For example, he gave a 5-album deal So this is 5 separate consecutive options of 12 months each after the delivery to company, which is Mace's label, Big Fish or company, and commercial release of the minimum recording commitment for such a contract. Basically, this is a 5-album deal. This is arguably the worst deal that you can get. It means you're probably nobody and you have no leverage. This is a 5-album deal, and each period is 12 months. Options means that Mace, who is the guy who's signing him, he has the option to either keep dealing with Fivio Foreign after the first album, the second, the third, the fourth, or he can drop Fivio Foreign, sell him, or sell his deal, whatever the case may be. But this isn't an option for Fivio Foreign to leave. That's not the case. However, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that if 12 months nothing is delivered and nothing is asked for, then Fivio Foreign would have been able to, I think it just expires. But here you see each option period will be deemed to have been automatically exercised as of the date the prior contract period expired, unless company notifies artist that company is terminating the term, which company may do at any time, and thereafter be relieved of any further obligations to artists hereunder. It's basically saying like, yo, Fivio Foreign, you belong to us. You're going with us. If we want to drop you at any time, we could do that, but you can't go unless we decide to let you go. And here, where it says the masters, it says during each contract period, artists shall A, record for company master recordings embodying artist performances, sufficient to constitute 1 album of customary playtime, which means Fivio Foreign does not own his masters, Mace owns them, even though he didn't want to say that, appear for photo shoots, meetings, showcases, and other promotional activities, which means it's in his deal that he has to show up for these things wherever the company tells him to. Perform such other services as reasonably requested by company. That could be anything. Each album shall contain at least 10 new masters, technically and commercially satisfactory to company, which means it's got to be at least 10 tracks, and they have to sign off on it. So if he gives them 10 bummy tracks, they look at it and they're like, hey, this is not satisfactory to us. Get back in the studio, give us another 10 that we may actually, or let's say 7 of them are satisfactory. Give us another 3 that we can add to this to make 10, and then perhaps we'll be satisfied and release it. This is how a lot of artists get shelved. They have 1 album, but they say, hey, this is not satisfactory. So you're going to stay in this deal until we get an album that we think is going to perform well. And it says, be delivered to company on or before 120 days after the commencement of the period. And here it says, for the avoidance of doubt, mixtape.
No, what he's talking about so far is just what's in 5-year contract between him and Mace. You know what I'm saying? So whatever that contract says, Fivio Foreign would have to follow it, bro. So because that's why you got to pay attention to the contracts and see what's going on for real. Because what's ever in there, bro, and they making an investment. So you can't say Mace is finessing him because it's an investment, my nigga. You would sign those papers and you agreed. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how bad it is, if you agree to sign something, bro, you just better read it and make sure everything good, because once you sign those papers, bro, it's not nothing's final. You still can get out the deal and whatever, but it's just gonna be way more difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just way more difficult, I'll say. So just make sure y'all read those contracts.
Herein shall not be deemed albums counted towards the minimum recording commitment, which I think this is it's clever if you're in the business and you're signing someone to this, but mixtapes now are just commercial projects. So they should be treated the same as an album, but they're not. And this is how they hold people like NBA Youngboy for 20 plus projects. Or Young Thug. They just tell me, yeah, that's a mixtape, that's a mixtape, that's a mixtape. That's not an album. Here it says recording costs. Company will pay all recording costs in connection with master recordings made under this agreement, not in excess of an approved budget designated solely by company. All recording costs shall constitute advances and shall be charged against and recoupable from any and all royalties accruing hereunder. This is probably one of the avenues in which Fivio Foreign accumulated his supposed $50,000 debt to Mace before they got signed. It says here they can pay as much as they want for the recording costs. So all that music that he was recording, all that studio time, all those beats, etc., he was being charged them. They were just paying it up front. So Mace was coming out of his pocket to pay. Keep in mind, this is 2018. Fivio Foreign is bringing in no money, and he's paying. He's constantly paying. And this is where it comes to the advance and royalties. So it says, in consideration of artist's full and complete performance of the terms, and we as company shall agree to pay an in-pocket advance of $5,000, the receipt and sufficiency of which is hereby acknowledged, payable upon full execution of this agreement. This is the most important part. So if you're going to pay attention to anything, just pay attention to this part, because this is what Mace and Fivio Foreign were going back and forth about. There is absolutely no doubt that Fivio Foreign was signed for $5,000. His advance was $5,000. That was his deal. Mace is trying to play around a bit. He's basically playing politics, which is what you're supposed to do in his position. I'm not knocking him. They're both doing what's in their best interest. The $5,000 he was signed for, this is pretty much a production deal, because it goes on to say, in further consideration of your full and complete performance of the terms, company shall also pay to the artist 50% of the net advances, royalties, or receipts actually received by company from the exploitation of artist recordings or other materials concerning artists. In calculating net advances, royalties, or receipts, company shall be entitled to deduct all third-party costs and expenses concerning artists, including, but not limited to, monies payable to third-party producers, mixers, remixers, money paid for marketing, promotion, shopping, artist development, manufacturing, and company's legal fees in negotiating agreements related to said artists. Which means all of this stuff that you see these rappers, these cars that they're getting bought, the clothes that they're getting bought, the studio time, the beats, everything related to him is being added on as debt. So it is 50%. Like, hey, you're going to get 50%, but after we deduct all of what you owe us. And sometimes this is more than they were going to get, so they end up getting nothing. All monies paid directly to artists, or all reasonable, direct, actual, documented of pocket expenses incurred with this agreement shall constitute advances against artist's share of net advances. So if they're signed to a deal, why would they get an advance? Because this is a production deal. The whole idea and the plan that Mace had with this was...
So just keep in mind, if you choose to sign a deal, right, and you want to go, you say you want to, you want to fly that jet today. Nigga, they charging. That's part of the deal. That's coming out of your bonus or whatever, your royalties. So even though you signed a deal for this and whatever, anything they do, they're gonna charge it, bro. They're gonna tab it. You feel me? So just be conscious of that and just realize that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying this is good or bad. I'm just telling you the facts. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be okay with that.
I'm gonna flip it. Basically, you buy a product for low, you sell it for a little bit higher. It's kind of like drugs. You buy drugs for a price, you sell it for more. He bought Fivio Foreign for $5,000. He invested some money in him, and he planned on selling him to a bigger deal, a bigger major record label that's going to give him a huge advance that he's going to get cut a huge check out of. And that was the plan, and it ended up working out. Production deals are really common. I'm pretty sure Sean Cotton, the guy that runs Sage.
Look, you guys, to be honest with you, me personally, I don't feel like there's any issue here. Like, I don't even know why Mace and Fivio Foreign are, speaking up on certain things, because I feel like it was a win-win situation for both of them. Especially, I feel, for Fivio Foreign, because it's like, okay, this is an opportunity that changes your life. And what Mace did was smart. It's nothing you can really say, for real. It's really nothing, especially once you sign that paper, but it's really nothing you can really say for real, because it's a win-win for you guys. Now, the other man, like Mace, might have a bigger win far as financially, sort of say, but at the same time, he put you in position. It's like when you invite someone to something, it's going to say you invited them. You put them in position. If it wasn't for you, I mean, eventually it probably would have be whatever, but at this time, at this point of time right now, if it wasn't that, then it is what it is. So you guys got to pay attention to that. But also remember, once you sign that paper, it is what it is. Whatever's on that contract, you got to, you know what I'm saying? You gotta abide by those rules. Whether you know what's going on for real or you don't. I mean, it is what it is. You just gotta charge it to the game. That's how I look at it. You feel me? But just for you to stay up on game on things, you need to join my program. You know what I'm saying? That way, I can put you on game and make sure you good. Because I'm gonna help you out, and I'm gonna let you know things. I'm gonna let you know things from both sorry, you guys, I just got done recording a reaction, but it's gonna pretty much, I'm gonna pretty much let you know what's up on both sides of the table, and whatever you feel like you wanna live with and accept and this and that, that's what we're gonna do. You feel me? So I tell you this now, I stand on certain stuff, and whether you do or don't, you gotta accept things for what it is if you agree. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do. Let's get back to this video.
Cheese has previously talked about signing a bunch of artists to production deals and then getting the major deals and getting cut a huge check. And then it says mechanical license, all songs written or controlled, 75% that they get, masters concerned with respect to albums. A maximum of 2 times, 5 times, and 10 times 75% of the rate for all controlled compositions. Yeah, this isn't really too interesting for us to talk about. Creative control. This is something a lot of people talk about, a term a lot of people throw around. All creative decisions, including without limitation, selection of producers and studios, compositions, as well as the selection of budgets associated with any of the above, shall be determined by company in consultation with the artist. Company's decisions shall be final. Let's say Fivio Foreign says, hey, I like this new producer. He's hot. I want to work with him. Mace, his company, will say, okay, Fivio Foreign, we'll take a look at this. They might say, you know what? I think your music will go with this. All right, you go work with that guy. If they say, nah, this is not going to work, that's it.
Yeah.
He can't work with him. Well, he can work with him and he can leak songs, but he can't release anything because their decision is final on all creative control. They have full creative control here. The distribution agreement, which is number 4, this is where they were going to get a bigger deal. It is the intention of the parties that company will enter into one or more agreements for the distribution of artist material with one or more distributors, aka the major record labels. Without limiting the provisions of this agreement, artists shall comply with all of the terms and conditions set forth in any distribution agreement, including without limitation, re-recording restrictions, video production requirements, recording commitment and provisions, greatest hits provisions, group provisions, side artists, all this other stuff. And it says, in the event that artists shall fail or refuse to execute any such letter of inducement or other documents within 5 business days after.
If you guys don't know what BetterHelp is, which I'm sure a lot of you guys
Make sure y'all
do,
like,
I
comment, and
actually know a lot of
subscribe.
you
Appreciate you.
that have started because of me.
After the company requests that the artist do so, artist hereby appoints company as its attorney in fact to execute such letter of inducement in artist's name and on his behalf. Such power of attorney is irrevocable and coupled with an interest. So it says basically you have to do what they're saying. You have to follow through with it. And if you don't follow through and sign with this deal, then they're just going to sign it for you. If you don't sign it within 5 days, they have the right to power of attorney, which basically means people can sign on your behalf. Kind of a really terrible situation to be in. Then it says ownership, artists, pretty much we went through this already. Everything is owned by them. All recordings, all outtakes, mixes, remixes, artwork, anything that represents him is owned by the company. If we go to merchandising rights, it says artist hereby grants the company and its licenses the exclusive right throughout the universe during the participation period to use and authorize his name, portraits, pictures, likeness, and biographical material, either alone or in conjunction with other elements, in connection with the sale, lease of other merchandising rights, including sponsorships and endorsements. For the right granted, company shall credit his account with 50% of the net receipts after deducting all costs and payments relating to said artist, which means that they can throw Fivio Foreign's name, image, and likeness on anything that they want. They don't need his permission, but they will pay him 50%. So this is a 360 deal. He's not getting all of his merchandise. Pretty much everybody signed to a 360 deal. Fans just decide to choose to believe that they aren't.
Yeah,
Passive
exactly.
participation, it says right here, companies will be entitled to receive and artists shall pay all applicable third parties pursuant to irrevocable letters of direction to pay to company 30% of artists' gross earnings. It's a 360 deal. They get 30% of everything. If he's doing shows, if he's doing merch, anything that's related to Fivio Foreign, Big Fish, Mace, gets 30% of. Same thing with name and likeness.
And look, this is Hello Yasign YouTube channel. I'm gonna tell you something. Just from me watching him, he don't give a fuck. He's like another DJ Academics, is just another version in another way. But what I'm gonna say is he's explaining it like it's the worst deal on earth. Like this is the end. Like this is like Fivio Foreign can't be a superstar. Like he can't be successful. He can't be rich or whatever the case may be. No, bro, Fivio Foreign, he's still doing good, you know, from what I see. And that's a good deal. I mean, for what, you know, for what it is, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying I would do something like that. And I'm not saying you should do something like that. But again, it has to make sense all around the board. But you did hear what he say though. Whatever, but just remember though, Mace gets 30% of this merch, and he get 50% of this. And you have to live with that as an artist. So if you okay with someone in your pockets and this, that, then you know it is what it is. And again, I don't feel like oh my gosh, but I don't feel like nothing is 100% bad or 100% good. But you also can win independently too, where you don't have to have nobody. You have to build, but you don't have to build that team though. You have to build that team for sure. And if y'all need help trying to figure out stuff, again, join my Let's Help You Grow Now program. Now, if you don't have that much money to join my Let's Help You Grow Now program, are you questioning things? You shouldn't be questioning things, bro. You should just, if you're watching me, my nigga, yeah, you should go ahead and invest in yourself. But besides that, you can go on my website and get I got courses. Other than that, what else? Other than that, just keep watching my YouTube channel. Like this is free. Like I tell you, free game all day. I don't give a fuck because you're watching it. I mean, it is what it is. And you know, as I'm growing, you grow.
And the other stuff we're really not.
I'm gonna take me off right quick.
In the end, it just says artist acknowledges that he's reviewed the agreement with legal counsel or has and declined the opportunity to review it with such counsel. So it's either, hey, you had a lawyer, you're admitting that you had a lawyer, or you didn't have a lawyer and you denied the opportunity to review with the lawyer. Because I'm pretty sure they have to tell you, like, hey, you can consider doing this with the lawyer, otherwise you can sign it yourself. And then they just basically make sure that this deal is locked in. And he signed it, date of birth, March 29th, 1990, Maxi Riles. There it is. The Fivio Foreign signed this deal. The deal sucks. But what else? How was he going to get a better deal? He was nobody. He was in the hood. He was struggling. He was making music for a very long time. And now he's in a good position. There are other artists that have took these kind of deals that are in a terrible position. But I don't think Fivio Foreign's one that lost out on this.
Yeah, me
either. He could have
either.
done any better. He ended up getting signed to a major label. Yeah.
And let's just speak, because he said a whole lot of stuff, you guys. He said a whole lot of shit. That's why I said he be talking ish too. Like, and I get it. It's part of his craft. It is, he a YouTuber and stuff like that. So him juicing it up like that, I feel like he don't necessarily trying to be rude or whatever. It just is what it is. But besides that, like he said Fivio Foreign was, you know, in a hood coming from a small place. And that's why I can say realistically, bro, you can't choose between the two for real. It has to go based off your situation, my nigga. Like if you in an effed up situation, nigga, go ahead and sign that $5,000 deal. Go ahead and sign that $1,000 deal. Go ahead and sign that $1 million deal. If that's what it is. Or if you good, you can hang in there, et cetera, et cetera. You know, you feel like you know you got it to be on this level, then stick to being independent. Stick to being independent for sure.
Ended up getting co-signed by Kanye and got a lot of support with Kanye. So I think this all worked out for Fivio Foreign. And the 50%. So Mace saying he got him 800K. Yeah, that's true. But it's only because you signed him for 5K.
Mm-hmm.
So he really signed for 5K. That's the most important piece. So
yeah.
Mace isn't lying, but he's saying, hey, I signed him. Well, he's not saying I signed him for 5K. He's saying, yo, he came out with 800K. So I clearly did my job. Yeah. But still, it's really nice to see this deal. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, technically Fivio Foreign definitely signed for 5,000. whether Mace got him $800,000 in general, Fivio Foreign was right. He did get signed for $5,000. You know what I'm saying? It's just that Mace used his connections to get him a bigger deal. So that's why I say it's still a win-win on both sides, because, you know, it is what it is. So you as an independent artist, that's something for you to think about. Don't be sitting there like, oh, I ain't signing until they offer me $1 million, $2 million, $5 million. Like, nigga, look, you better do what's best for you, man. I'm telling you, these people, even the fans, they don't give a fuck for real. You know, I mean, they give a fuck, but I'm saying, like, far as where you need to go in your life, nigga, you gotta do what's best for you. Stop trying to be cool and stop trying to go ahead and get a chain tomorrow and stop trying to get a fucking G-Wagon or Lamborghini tomorrow. Nigga, chill. Just chill, okay? Chill. Because again, as I'm growing, you're gonna grow. So all you gotta do is just chill and watch me, bro. You don't even have to go buy my courses, my nigga. I don't give a fuck. Like, I really don't care. I tell even the people that's in my program, bro, I tell them all the time. I'll be like, look, nigga, I don't care if you listen to what the fuck I gotta say. I don't care if you don't watch people's stories for them to see you and know you exist. I don't care if you're not, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, you guys. Hold on. But yeah, I don't care if you're not being a little bit of social, you know, get networking. Well, let's say networking. I don't care, because I don't care if you social or not. I don't even like the social like that. But as far as networking, yeah, I don't care if you don't network, nigga, because nigga, I don't give a fuck. It don't hurt me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what you need to do. Like, as long as I'm telling you exactly what you need to do and it's working for me and I know it can work for you and it's working for other people, then it is what it is. I did my job. I can't do nothing else. I can't make you do whatever. So let's get back to the video.
Y'all think about this in the comments. Let me know. Do you think this was smart of Fivio Foreign to take this deal? Do you think this deal is bad? Would you take this deal? Depending on if you were in his situation, it's easy to say you wouldn't. Although this does not really look enticing. 2018 to get signed for 5K. Holy. And this is what I'm telling you. These rappers are not getting signed for much because they're scooping them up early. Is Mace wrong for doing this? Is he hypocritical if he's signing people to deals like this? 360 deals, 30% of everything. I don't even think they were signing 360 deals back in the 90s when Puff was doing stuff. So people were getting 100% of the shows and the sponsorships that they were doing, because 360 deals didn't really come into play until maybe 2004 or 5 with Leor Cohen spearheading that movement. But yeah, hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.
All right, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Just to answer his questions, would I sign a deal like that? Yes and no, because it just depends on my situation at that time. I can't say I wouldn't. I couldn't say I would. Would I, see my options and think
So
about
you want
it?
to know where to invest $1,000 right now? Well, forget.
And make a conscious choice and review it, et cetera, et cetera. Make sure the business straight, making sure I exactly know what's going on, and if I get to keep my masters or not, or if they're going to take a percentage of this. Yeah, I need to know all of that. Then I can make a conscious decision, and you should do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? So if a deal presents to you for 5,000, 2,000, 1,000, $1 million, whatever, dude, look over it. Don't, and judge your situation right now. Not only that, think about the future too, because don't just, because I'm in an effed up place right now, or because you lost your job or whatever, you're gonna go ahead and take that deal. No, because then you're desperate, bro. Never react off of desperation, bro. Never be desperate to do anything, because if you're desperate, then you're down forever for whatever. It's perks and downfalls of doing stuff like that. And I suggest you don't do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna sign a deal based off that, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, shit, you still can do it. Again, I don't give a fuck what you do. I'm gonna be real with you. They ain't gonna be real with you, whoever they is. But me, I'm gonna be real with you, because this is Let's Help You Grow now. So nigga, do whatever the fuck you want to do. I'm just telling you my opinion, because at the end of the day, my shit ain't final. I'm not walking around like these other motherfuckers and they saying, do this and do this and do that. And if you don't do that, no, nigga, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You can start watching my videos. You don't have to do my program and still be successful. You don't have to watch my courses or buy my courses or whatever to be successful, nigga. You can learn all this shit on your own. Everything that I've been learning, nigga, you can learn. It's just that if you do go buy my course, you will learn it right now instead of tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple as that. Yeah, nigga, you might eventually learn this shit for sure, but it's gonna take you longer because you didn't decide to invest in yourself and go to gumroad.com/let's help you grow now to goddamn get my course, nigga. The fuck you talking about? So yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna be real as possible and whatever on both sides as I possibly can, because I don't give a fuck.
Oh shit, what a for me. She said that she like squeaky. I think she like me. I think she like me. I think she like me.